Cheers. Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about my own personal finance journey. I'm going to be bearing all. It's not true, I'm absolutely not going to bear all, but I am just going to give you a little bit of insight into what my goals are or were for 2021. Did I hit them? Did I not? What went well? What went wrong? And then what my goals are and plans are for 2022. So let's get into it. My name is Laura Ann Moore and I post videos all about money, mindset and motivation to help you get financially fit and to learn how to use money as a tool and to help you live your best lives. I'm going to be spilling the tea. Okay, bad jokes aside. So in 2021, I moved houses. So I was living in a flat share at the start of 2021. And then in February, I moved to this gorgeous house with some very lovely ladies who I get along with so well. And if I'm honest, I chose to prioritize my mental health kind of without realizing. I didn't go into the year saying that, but it kind of happened. And I think after the overwhelm of 2020 and everything just being like I was like, dude, you need to chill out, you're on burnout for sure. So I reined it in a little bit and just really enjoyed like being in the house with the girls, having a good time, and I really got back into crafting. So you can see, you probably can't see here, that's actually a booby pot, but I've been getting back into like making clay and painting and loads of stuff like that creatively make me feel good as a hobby. And also I completed my financial coaching training. Yay! So I've been coaching kind of since I set up the blog really, but I decided that I wanted to get like a bit more of a qualification behind me, partly so that I could upskill and have the knowledge in actual coaching practices, but also to have something behind me basically. So I decided, I think it was December 2020, I signed up. I signed up at like 11:55 p.m. the day that the applications closed. Nightmare. And then I started it in January or February of 2021. So yeah, it was like 12 weeks training, and then you implement what you've learned. So you have to do these coaching triads and yeah, practicing before you can get fully accredited. So that kind of was a real big focus for me last year, and obviously really I'm so proud of myself for doing it, completing it, and where I'm at and where it's going to take me. So that was definitely something really exciting for me last year. Then alongside that, I had what my personal financial goals were. So I had a goal which was to basically have saved £10,000 in cash, so like ready accessible, and then to reach £15,000 in investments. Now the reason why my goal for saving was that much was because basically the plan was to quit my full-time job so that I can go full-time content creating and money coaching. Now I'm really lucky because last year I did drop down to part-time, so in my full-time job that I've worked at since I was like 18, 19. So I've been there, in November this year I would have been there for 10 years. Crazy. But I'm so lucky that I have a really supportive boss who allowed me to go down to part-time so that I could run my business part-time alongside it, which is what I was basically doing last year, which is how I was able to do my training, still create some content, etc. And I felt quite confident in my ability to save that money because I've done it twice before. Once when I saved £15,000 and I spent it going to Australia, and then the other when I saved another 20 grand and moved to moved to London. Obviously I've then eaten into some of that. Some of it got invested, some of it was spent. Actually a lot of it was spent again on like moving, living, loads of stuff. So when I had this goal to reach, actually I think it was a goal of 12 grand to save, but I'd already had some of it saved. It's not like I saved that from 0 to 12 grand. So that's a caveat. But I was quite confident in my ability to do that basically. But in the investing, I guess it was a really important goal for me because of the way that I'd come to learn about investing and how I felt about it and how I felt about my future. So, I mean, I'll give you a bit of a rundown. So in April 2019, I set up my blog. I went on a date with a guy later on that year, and he essentially said to me, do you realise that by holding your money in cash like that much, you're losing money? And I was like, tell me more. I need to know. So then went and did my own research. Yeah, and I then, you know, learned all about investing and was like, right, I need to do this. So when I learned about that at the start of 2020, I then, even though I understood, yes, the risk of investing, but I also understand what you lose by and miss out on by not investing ASAP. But it took me 10 months after that to even invest my first pound, because I was scared and like overwhelmed, and I don't know what I was doing. So my first investment was October 2020, £70 I did, which I was so proud of myself. But then when it rolled over into 2021, I was like, you're taking investing seriously, and that's when I set myself this goal of £15,000 to invest. And I hit it, and the aim was to have invested £15,000 in a stocks and shares ISA, which is what I did. But outside of that, I also have a stocks and shares lifetime ISA, which is the account where for every pound you put in, the government add in 25% extra, and it can go towards either retirement or to your first house. Now the money is locked in there, and it was quite a big decision for me to make to open that up, because I was like, what if I don't or can't use it on my first house and then I have to wait till retirement? And then I was like, this is money that I can essentially afford to lose. So I put money into that lifetime ISA. And I also have a cryptocurrency account on Coinbase, so I also put some money in there. So my overall amount invested roughly equates to about £22,000, including the interest that I've earned. But my main goal was £15,000 in a stocks and shares ISA, and I achieved it. And I am really so proud of myself, because it is a scary thing, but you grow confidence as you invest. So each month that you're doing it, whether you automate it or whether you're doing it yourself, you get a real sense of accomplishment. And I'm in a very, I guess, privileged position where I still had my job throughout the pandemic. Yes, I live in London and I have rent and bills and stuff to pay. I don't really have any other responsibilities. I don't have any children. I luckily don't have any debts because I didn't go to university. Not that that's the only reason, but you know what I mean. So for me, investing, I was in a good position to invest. And when I made that decision, I had a good amount of disposable income that I was able to do that with. I also took some money from my savings and put that into investments, because whilst I had that goal of £12,000, I was like, girl, you do not need £12,000 sat in an account for that long. So I took some of that and invested that as well. So yeah, I feel really proud of myself for what I did in 2021. And for 2022, I've set myself some goals which maybe are ambitious, but are exciting to me. So my personal goal is that I want to increase my savings, a goal like in cash, up to £5,000, because I've eaten into it over time for various things, and that is a good amount for me to have as an emergency fund in preparation for me to quit my part-time job. Even though it will be really hard to say goodbye because it's been so long, I feel like the right time is going to be coming soon, and I want to have that money there ready to use. And then really I would like to reach £45,000 invested, so that's nearly doubling it. I don't know if I'm being over ambitious, but I like a challenge, and that's gonna be my goal. So yeah, that's what I'm aiming for across all of the accounts. And then I would like to, in regard to like business and career, I ideally will be full-time by the end of the year, this year, on my business, content creating, coaching, all of that stuff is to come. Some super exciting stuff coming up. I can't wait to share it with you. And I want to generate 5 income streams from different places. That's the goal. In regards to having an educational based goal, I would like to learn about NFTs. I feel like they're not going anywhere. I think they're quite complicated. Lord help me. But yeah, I'm excited to learn. Doesn't mean I have to invest in them, doesn't mean I have to do anything with it, but I'm interested in learning about it, so at least I've got the knowledge to make an informed decision. Now obviously all of these goals that I've spoken about are finance, business, career, money related, because this is what this account is about. But I do have goals, and it's really important to have goals outside of that, that are for your mental health, for your creativity, for your spirituality, you know, for whatever it is. So for example, I have a goal that I want to learn to roller skate. On the 3rd of January, I ordered some roller skates. They're coming on Monday and I'm so excited. Yeah, and I've also got a few other goals, but this video was specifically about finance and money, so now you know. Yeah, but I hope you find that helpful, and I'm really excited about this year. And part of what I'm going to be doing is, yes, sharing my personal finance journey, because I think that's important for you to see my wins, and I will be sharing my losses. Obviously this sounds like a really positive and winning video, because on a whole it was, but there was loads of shit that I went through and that I had that wasn't easy, and that I've had to manage. But if I'm looking at an overview, it was more positive than negative. But I will be sharing the wins, the losses, the struggles, all of it. But also the content I'm going to be creating and the business that I'm going to be running is going to help you guys absolutely smash your financial goals too, and we can go on the journey together. Take my hand. No, don't do that. And we can go on this journey together. So I'm really excited, and bring on 2022 vibes.